Okay. Here's my update na ngayon na nakita ko lang. Sabi dito is, the Facebook whistleblower revealed what everyone already knew. Facebook biggest problem is Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook CEO knows the effect the company has on the world. It's by the design. Yun yung sabi dito. Last night, the whistleblower who handed a trove of documents to Congress, the Securities Exchange Commission, and the Wall Street Journal appeared on 60 Minutes and revealed her identity. At yung taong yun is si Frances Haugen, a former product manager in Facebook's now disbanded Civic Integrity Unit. Said things were substantially worse at Facebook than anything I'd seen before. Her goal in coming forward is to fix the company, not harm it. Yun yung sabi niya. And Hogan talked about a list of things she found as she began digging through company documents and research on the company's workplace site. A sort of corporate internal social network. For example, she talked about how Facebook research shows that people are more likely to engage with content that makes them angry, and engagement leads to monetization. Zere. Tapos, ito pa, Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site. They click on less ads, they'll make less money. So Hogan told 60 Minutes reporter Scott Pelley the most devastating revelation, however, is one that most people already knew. So Facebook biggest problem is its founder and CEO Mark. I have a lot of empathy for Mark, Hogan said, and Mark has never set out to make a hateful platform, but he has allowed choices to be made where the side effects of the choices are that hateful, polarizing content gets more distribution and more reach. So, yun nga daw, mga hateful, mga hindi kaaya-aya, yun ang mga mas tinatangkilik ng mga tao. So Hogan is probably too generous to Mark. He didn't allow choices to be made. He set the tone. He made the choices, and Mark exerted almost complete control over Facebook. So if he believed something was wrong, he could change it, and there's nothing anyone could do. No single shareholder exerts more control over any publicly traded company that Mark does at Facebook. And Facebook is exactly as Mark wants it to be. That leads to an important lesson. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Yun ang sabi kung nangyayari. Organizations take on the character and values of their leaders. Never has that been more the case than at Facebook. So Mark sees Facebook as some altruistic force for good in the world, and thinks that its net benefits for outweigh any problem it creates. Of course, if you were building something like Facebook, you'd have to believe that there's no way you could get up and go to work every day if you think that the thing you were building was destroying individual lives and undermining democracy. So Facebook likes to point out that problem isn't with Facebook but with the internet. That is people who share that content, and the company is working hard to combat misinformation, hate, and fake news. So except everything Facebook does is to increase engagement, and it turns out that the content gets the most of it. So putting an end to all this terrible content on its platform is very hard, as Mark recently admitted, but even if it wasn't, it would be bad for business. So Andy Stone, sorry about that, a spokesperson for Facebook pushback in statement to the journal. Ito yung nakalagay sa journal na yon. Every day, our teams have to balance protecting the right of billions of people to express themselves openly with the need to keep our platform a safe and positive place. We continue to make significant improvements to tackle the spread of misinformation and harmful content. To suggest we encourage bad content and do nothing just not true. It's just not true, yun ang sabi sa journal. So the problem with Facebook argument is that as the whistleblower has shown, Facebook knows exactly how bad it is for the world. Sure, helping families connect is a good thing, but it comes at a huge cost. Facebook knows exactly what that cost is and has intentionally decided it's worth it to keep the profit machine going. That's on Mark. Ultimately, Mark has shown that isn't objective about the effects of what he built on the world. He has shown that he isn't able to see Facebook for what it is. Rather, he still views it as some idealistic platform that only exists in his own mind. That's a problem because Mark's lack of awareness has real world consequences. So if Mark were to hand over control of the company he started in his Harvard dorm room, he'd still be fantastically rich. He'd still be a part of one of the most incredible Silicon Valley success stories ever had go down as one of the world's most successful entrepreneur of all time. He'd just be giving up control of one of the world's largest and most important social platforms, as hard as that might be. If Mark really cares about making Facebook a force for good, getting out of the way might just be the one thing that could make that happen. Yun na nga, hintayin na lang natin kung mare-restore pa ba or anong magagawa nila. Parang 50-50 na eh. Sana may balik naman. Diyos ko, paano na? So, hindi natin alam kung may magagawa ng paraan or what. Na, hopefully, bumalik na.